Hello and welcome to the award-winning movie podcast, where this week we are talking about the best ever disaster movie, and we are going to argue at length about what that actually means. But before we get stuck into that, we're going to play a little game. Enjoy. I'm going to say a genre, and you have to say the first movie that comes to your mind, whatever it is.
Okay, right.
All right, so be as fast as possible. Empty your mind. Name an action movie.
Die Hard.
Star Wars.
Star Wars?
It's got action in it.
It does, I suppose. Rom-com.
When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Oh, but you didn't, did you?
I was taking a sip of Fanta, who are not sponsoring this episode.
Okay, slasher.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, does that count?
The definitive slasher.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, same, I guess.
Tom's just agreeing.
Yeah, I'm in agreeable mood.
Thriller.
Michael
Jackson. Thriller's a weird one. It's very vague, isn't it? Very vague. 7. There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Spy Kids 2.
Well, spy movie is next.
Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
War movie.
War of the Worlds.
Fuck off.
Saving Private Ryan.
Mystery.
Knives Out.
Superhero.
Superman.
Dark Knight.
I got Dark Knight, yeah. Disaster movie.
Twister.
Twister. Well, that was meant to empty your minds, but you took a huge pause before disaster movie. Right, so we eventually got Twister. Yeah. Right, so today we're talking about the best ever disaster movie. Should we start with Twister? Given that is the first one that came to your mind.
Start with Twister. So
Twister's my winner. So the episode is done.
Is Twister your winner? Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes, I fucking love Twister in the dumbest way.
Twister is such a weird movie. Like, I rewatched that the other day. What a weird movie.
It's got that shameless 90s appeal of thinking it's really cool, like Point Break or Bad Boys, but anyone who's not really into the film will be like, well, this is cheesy as fuck, but it's also kind of amusing and weirdly endearing.
Yeah, and also, the whole structure of it is very strange. They're kind of just and now there's another Twister, I guess, and then they just keep chasing Twisters until something happens. It's a bit, odd.
Oh, that's what I love about it, Tom, because they go, right, we're going to go chase a Twister, and there's literally a line, they said, it's all right, we live for this, let's go, and then they get to the Twister, and they go, oh, fuck, a Twister, run, and they do that 5 times on repeat.
That is exactly what happens. They're like, I love Twisters, and then they see one, they're like, oh shit, the peril of this Twister.
It's kind of got the structure of a video game, that as well, and that there's a big boss,
absolutely does.
The big boss Twister at the end. Oh my god, this is bigger than any Twister we planned for.
And they're like, oh, it's all to develop a better warning system, but it's I don't think the warning system is going to help with your 8 Twister final set piece of the movie. It's there's only so many Twisters you can avoid. I think that at a certain point, pre-warning ain't going to do shit.
No, but Tom, that's one of the best bits of the movie where a big Twister destroys a little town, and then one of the civilians just shouts, if only we'd had a warning!
If only we'd had more time!
Have you guys seen the new Twisters?
I've not seen Twisters, no. Maybe I should have watched that for that. Is that any good?
I enjoyed it. It is what it is. It's a bit of fun. It's a bit of silly.
Is it at least in the same vein as the original Twister? Because I feel like that would actually make it more appealing to me. Because I guess the main appeal is, like Craig says, it's very 90s. They don't make movies that are this kind of just so I guess we've got this Twister gimmick going, and then they just lean into that real hard.
Yeah, it's kind of in the same vein, except you've got Glenn Powell just doing the Glenn Powell thing, where he plays the same guy in every single movie. But I'm here for it. It's a good bit of fun. I don't know if he's a cheesy person, but he always plays a cheesy character. But I like it.
He does play a cheesy guy. He's got sort of a discount Tom Cruise thing going on.
Yeah.
But not to... Sorry, Glenn. He seems like he might be nicer than Tom Cruise, to be fair. Tom Cruise has an intensity that makes him scary, whereas I feel like Glenn maybe doesn't.
Yeah, I find Glenn Powell's thing interesting because he's trying to build his brand, his career, but you can't do it in the Tom Cruise way anymore, really, because there's less of those movies being made.
Yeah.
So he's got to go into these weird kind of, not as good an option as what Tom got, but he's still clearly trying to do the same thing. But he's doing a decent job, but he does always seem to play the same guy.
Yeah.
Oh, long-fingered boy from Spy Kids 3D. Okay, I know him.
Yeah, he was that guy.
Yeah, classic long-fingered boy from Spy Kids 3D.
I struggled a bit with this category, even though it was my idea to do it, because there's so many where I'm like, does that count as a disaster movie? What is a disaster movie? What is the definition?
I think it has to have a large enough scale because we were talking about this, and it's like I think there's got to be at least maybe an element of worldwideness, or I don't know, or just like being a bit more than it can't just be like a disaster in one place. I think maybe.
Right. So would you say Apollo 13 doesn't count as a disaster movie?
I can't really remember Apollo 13, but somebody else I know brought up Gravity, and I was like, I wouldn't have thought as Gravity a disaster movie. It's like, it's a disaster for Sandra Bullock, but I mean, really for everybody else, it doesn't matter. So it just feels like it has to have more scale, whereas I would have counted War of the Worlds.
Right, see, now I wouldn't count that, because...
You wouldn't count War of the Worlds. I feel like War of the Worlds might be the OG disaster.
I feel like there's got to be a bit of a, like, not an enemy presence, like just a bit of bad luck or weather, or the moon is going to crash into Earth or some shit. Like.
So are you not counting Independence Day?
No, I wouldn't count Independence Day. That's an alien invasion movie.
Well, that's a disaster.
It's not a disaster. Is Saving Private Ryan a disaster movie? It was terrible, the war.
Well, yeah,
terrible disaster.
No, but I don't mean like that. But Independence Day is Roland Emmerich, who only does disaster movies. So I feel like that makes it count.
Yeah, I'm sort of with Brad. Like the way I define it is some extreme bad luck has come looking for you, and you made no effort to look for it at all.
Well, they weren't looking for the aliens in Independence Day. They weren't like, right, invite them on down. Oh no, this was a bad idea. It's like
no, but it's their job, isn't it?
We just got invaded.
ChatGPT agrees with Tom. It says, a disaster movie is a film centered on a large-scale catastrophic event that threatens many lives. The disasters can be natural, earthquakes, tsunamis, hurricanes, man-made, fires, shipwrecks, plane crashes, or global fictional threats like asteroids, pandemics, alien invasions. Global fictional threats? Pandemics aren't fictional.
Yeah, well, yeah. Pandemic, that we had one of those. So it was like a pretty big deal.
So there's not been a COVID movie yet, has there? That's weird. You think there would be?
Speaking of that, there's Contagion already exists. Now, I remember seeing that when I was at school and thinking it was absolutely dog shit. But it seems like it's quite well received.
I think it's well received for being quite accurate and realistic, but badly
it's
received for being boring as fuck. Yeah,
as fuck. Yeah, like, and crucially, I don't want my disaster movie to be boring as fuck.
And it doesn't just kind of end. Like, doesn't it just be like,
I think
then it ends?
One of the problems with it is that it just kind of ends. They're like, yep, there's a virus.
Bad things happen, and now the virus is over. Which, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's accurate, but it's boring.
It's a bad movie. Contagion will not be winning.
Yeah, I wasn't going to rewatch that.
Not a chance. Because were you win the same... I was trying to explain it. I was like, I think me and a group of like 10 other people went to watch Contagion. I don't really know why. And it was bad.
I don't think I saw it at the cinema, no.
No, yeah, it was one of those things where like somebody invites you to watch it at school, and then somebody else overhears, and then suddenly 10 people are going to watch a movie nobody's particularly interested in watching.
A bunch of 14-year-old lads are going to go watch Contagion. It
got
crazy. Yeah. Wow.
Hell yeah.
You know what I enjoy about a film like that, though? You look out for the character who coughs once, and you're like, they're dead.
Yeah, it's over for you.
One film I did rewatch this week that to me was if I've been playing my game at the start, this would be my go-to disaster movie. That's The Day After Tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, The Day After Tomorrow.
First half hour, pretty boring. Once his dad says, I will come for you, and then it's a big adventure to go get Jakey G from the library, then I really enjoyed it. Once the disaster happens, essentially. Before that, it's boring.
I actually haven't rewatched it, but the question I had is I watched, obviously, some older disaster movies, and the CGI is, if we're being generous, not held up. How is it in The Day After Tomorrow? Because I always remember these as kind of like big CGI showcase movies, and then sometimes you watch them and you're like, oh, this was like not good.
I would say overall, it holds up pretty well, actually. The disaster stuff holds up. Big tsunami swooping through New York and like Statue of Liberty going underwater and all this stuff. That held up really well. There's some silly things in there. Like, there's a bit of like bad green screen work at the start. But my favourite part that I always remember, if someone said name a scene from The Day After Tomorrow, it's where they get chased by cold. They're running away from the cold, and it's like the cold is like a physical presence, and it does like a POV of the cold chasing them, and they're looking back going, oh no, not the cold. Insanely dumb, and I think probably did more damage to the idea of global warming.
Bringing attention to it, yeah.
It's meant to bring attention to it and like, oh, this is going to be bad, and then overly dramatising it. But I think a lot of people then watch Day After Tomorrow and hear about global warming, and they go, that's not going to happen. You're not going to get chased by cold. Like, this global warming is nonsense. You're scared of that. It's like, no, it could be a more realistic version of that.
Yeah, the getting chased by cold bit is not ideal.
That's one as well where the solution is that it just kind of ends after a while. They're just like, well, the storm's over now, it's fine. We're all back to normal. Happy ending. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you see, that's why I don't like these sort of movies, though. I don't want a disaster that will happen. You know, if it's a faraway disaster, that's fine. But a disaster that's going to come to a city I live, or like go all over the world. I mean, in a sense, that makes it a good disaster. If you could take out a lot of people all over the world, I guess that's good. But I sort of...
Wait, good for who? The disaster?
Well, no, but like if I go to watch Titanic and that was a disaster, it's good. It's just the people on that boat. It's not going to get me.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I appreciate that.
Did you want a film that's got a small localized disaster?
Yeah, and not near me, ideally.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, like Twisters. They were in Oklahoma.
So if you, yeah, that's the thing about Twister that is far away from me. And I appreciate what Craig's saying here. He's said it in an insane way. But part of the appeal of Twister is that Twisters aren't going to get me, but I'm fascinated by them from a distance. So I can be into it in that sense. But I know that Twisters can't happen in the UK, or can they? I don't know.
Oh, apparently the UK gets more Twisters than anywhere else in the world. They're just really tiny.
But the thing is, if they're so insignificant they're not doing anything, then I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But if they're full-on house and village destroying Twisters, then I don't want that. But like from afar, I'm quite into that and that. Right, so Craig, on Twister, just because we come back to it now.
Yeah.
Did you rewatch it recently, did you say?
Yeah, I did. I think there's 3 very prominent things in the film.
Yes.
There's Twisters.
Yeah.
There's steak and eggs. And there's trucks.
Wait, I can't believe the Suck Zone didn't crack your top 3 things that are in Twister. Because that's basically Philip Seymour Hoffman's entire character, is that he shows up, he's called Dusty, and he mentions a thing called the Suck Zone about 40 times, including whispering it essentially into the ear of Bill Paxton's fiancée. So there's something happens and he sort of leans over into her and goes, the Suck Zone. And it's like, you can't just be whispering the Suck Zone into another man's fiancée's ear, you fucking dog.
How do you get it in the tornado?
Well, you got to get in front of the tornado and put it in the damage path, and then get out again before it picks you up too. It's a suck zone.
I forgot that happened, but that has now put Twister more into contention for the potential winner if there's Philip Seymour Hoffman saying the Suck Zone.
Yeah, so my winner isn't Twister as a whole. My winner is Philip Seymour Hoffman as Dusty in Twister saying the Suck Zone repeatedly.
Do you know, me and Lauren watched it, and she said, oh, Philip Seymour Hoffman, he was just a bit typecast for a while, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
I asked her, like, oh, what Philip Seymour Hoffman films have you seen? And she said this and Along Came Polly. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
No, he had a actual career. He didn't actually always play like this sort of thing. But did he? Has he done more shit like this?
Yeah, a little bit. He did. He's a weird character in Boogie Nights. That might be a bit... I can imagine this Boogie Nights guy talking about the Suck Zone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you think it was more appropriate for him to talk about the Suck Zone in Boogie Nights. If it's like more industry appropriate. But...
Yeah. He has 2 jobs in Twister. To go, Suck Zone. And the other to go, woohoo! When driving towards a Twister. He'll radio the others and go, everyone, yeah, woohoo! Twister! Woo!
Yeah, and then just play some tunes. It does seem like 90% of the team, the squad in the Twister films is pointless. It's like you've got the main car that has the lead named Joe. And so you got Joe and you got Bill Paxton's character. I think, is he just called Bill? Which is crazy. And then everybody else is kind of pointless. They're just sort of there for moral support. They have that one guy who's the older brother in Succession who's there as well. The one guy wearing a denim jacket, and then Philip Seymour Hoffman. And basically all of them do nothing. I mean, obviously, Phil's contribution of the Suck Zone, you can't take that out of the movie. Everyone else, you're like, you guys are just here for the convoy.
You know what? Even the villains had one job, which was show up to a Twister 5 minutes after the others had already been there.
Yeah.
Do you remember? There's like a rival Twister hunting team, and they're like, oh, we got the exact same thing you do, but we didn't steal our design.
Yeah, and I think when I was rewatching it, I was hoping that it would end in a sort of news team brawl situation where there was an endless supply of rival Twister teams, because they just show up and it's like, there's nothing even different about you guys. You're just in different vans.
And they're all on a race to get to the Twister first, just for street cred.
Yeah,
as far as I could tell, like, just wanting to be the first to, like, look up a Twister, like, research a Twister well.
That Suck Zone must be really good if they wanted to be all being that bad.
Oh, the best part of the Suck Zone is when they drive on a bridge and they're in the
Yeah.
middle of a twister and they don't know, and a cow flies past them and they're like, what's going on? And then they see a cow again, and then Bill Paxton goes, oh my god, that was the same cow.
No, see, part of that bit as well is cow fly past and they go, cow. And then another one flies past and they go, cow.
But boy, there sure are a lot of cows flying around.
There sure are a lot of cows. It's like, yeah, we know what a cow is. Like, there's this giant fucking bovine flying across, and they're like, cow. For anyone in the audience who didn't know that animal.
Cow. I gotta go, Julia. We got cows. Another cow.
Actually, I think that was the same one.
There's a twister ride at Universal Studios that
Okay.
I think it's just a giant wind machine and a cow flies past. I was like 12 when I went on this ride. I think it's more like a cinematic experience, like a 4D. It's just very windy, and then a cow flew past, I'm pretty sure. Well, another one that's a natural disaster that is now less of a silly movie, more of a serious drama, that I think is a good contender for the best one, is The Impossible. Big tsunami strikes a Pacific town, is it? I'm not sure where it is.
Didn't it come out really soon after that happening? Because where is it? Is it Thailand?
Thailand, yeah. Are all the Hollands in it? It's got Tom Holland, Harry Holland, and Sam Holland. I knew Tom Holland was in it, but I didn't know his brothers were in it.
Wait, are there multiple Hollands?
Yeah, he's got like 2 or 3 brothers. Definitely 2. Harry Holland, Tom Holland, and Sam Holland. And if you click on one of their names, it says Sam Holland, Tom Holland's brother. Also an actor in his own right.
See, I didn't know that. Yeah, see, I don't even remember Tom Holland in that movie. He was a child, right?
Yeah, he's still a child. Yeah.
I remember my memory of The Impossible is hazy, but I remember it being sort of like a very like drama. Like, I'm not saying that you can be over the top about a horrible actual natural disaster that did happen, but it's just a bit like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
It's a bit, saccharine or something, like a bit.
Yeah. It's a bit like they're really, really egging up this whole thing, you know? But I mean, well, they're not. Obviously, it was terrible. But I suppose maybe unlike Craig, I want my disaster to be fun. Like, you know what I mean? I want there to be peril from the disaster, but I want there to be an element of
a bit of levity about it, yeah.
Like enjoyment of the disaster. Whereas The Impossible, it's like, well, this is terrible, isn't it? Like, you know, not even as a sort of visual effects showcase is this exciting. This is just sort of depressing.
Yeah, fair enough. Craig, do you want to throw one out?
Titanic. It's kind of a disaster, and that did well.
It did all right. Yeah, Titanic. Yeah, I think that's will be a lot of people's top choice.
I've not seen Titanic in such a long time, you know.
I wanted to rewatch it for this because I thought that worthy of a mention, surely. And I brought it up to Lauren, and she went, "Fuck off! I'm not watching that."
I think I rewatched it for Best Couple when we did that to check out Jack and Rose. Yeah, it's all right, but it's a good movie. I think Titanic is a good movie. It gets a lot of hate, but I do think it's a good movie. It's very long. It takes forever getting in, but it is a good movie. But it's not the best disaster movie because it's less about the disaster for me. Sure, the final hour, I think, is the disaster. It's all going wrong. But I say for the most part, it's just a pure romance. And I think for best disaster, I want there to be lots of disaster-related stuff.
I feel like it wants to be more in the spirit of a disaster movie, I think. I don't really know how to explain that, but I was like, Titanic feels like it's a regular film that also has a big disaster in it. Whereas I know that this is not a real definition. Whereas a disaster movie feels like it has to be all about the disaster.
Yeah, in that vein, is Godzilla a disaster movie?
I'm going to say yes.
No, it's a kaiju movie. It's its own thing. It's like.
But I feel like especially an original Godzilla is a disaster movie because obviously then there's not a lot of monster movies before that. Fact check me if that's not actually correct, but it feels like there isn't. But also that is it's a disaster movie because it's about the atomic bomb being dropped on Japan.
Yeah, I'd say it counts.
I don't know. Kaiju movies for me are their own sort of thing, their own structure, their own like kind of set pieces. It's not like
the original Godzilla. I'd say is definitely a disaster movie. The ones that followed a bit less.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Specifically, the original Godzilla.
Hang on, have you both seen the original Godzilla? Because I didn't peg either of you two for fans.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, we all watched it in the same house. I think, Craig.
You weren't invited.
I wasn't there, but okay.
You weren't invited. Fuck you, Craig.
I say it's a good contender, the first Godzilla. I think it's an important film. It says a lot about the bomb, like you're
Yeah.
saying. I think it tackles it in a really interesting way, actually. It's not just as simple and clean cut as you might expect it to be.
Yeah, it is. I was thinking about this sort of stuff around when Oppenheimer came out, and it's sort of like, oh, okay, it's a bit about the bomb. People are like, oh, but you want to hear sort of a Japanese perspective on it. And I'm like, well, they did make Godzilla that was kind of all about that right early on. They, you know what I mean? They tackled that, man.
They've made 30 of those movies. Yeah.
They made a lot of them. But yeah, Godzilla, man.
Well, one I also watched this week, or I skipped through because I got really bored. So it's not one of my contenders, but Deep Impact. That was another one I thought of as like ultimate disaster movie. Fuck me, it's boring. Morgan Freeman's good in it, but God, it's dull.
It didn't have much of an impact.
No, it didn't have much of an impact on me. No. Armageddon, however. Now we're talking Armageddon.
Right, so Armageddon. Can I nominate just the director's commentary with Ben Affleck as my choice for that? Because I don't particularly want to watch Armageddon the movie, but Armageddon with Ben Affleck being really exasperated at the plot here.
They don't know jack about drilling.
I mean, this is a little bit of a logic stretch, let's face it. They don't know jack about drilling. How hard can it be? Aim the drill at the ground and turn it on.
Have any of you guys seen Moonfall?
I have not seen Moonfall. But I've been informed that there's a bit where there's graffiti on the ground where people have just written "fuck the moon," which is really funny. Fuck the moon.
What's it about?
The moon's falling to Earth. It's gonna hit us.
Oh, where? Where on Earth?
It's the fucking moon.
It's got that guy from Game of Thrones in it. That's weird. What a weird cast this has. This has got Halle Berry, Patrick Wilson, and then just Samuel Tarly from Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah. Donald Sutherland, Michael Payne, Stanley Tucci. Goodness.
Oh, speaking of Stanley Tucci, have ever you guys seen The Core?
No, I've not, no.
So The Core came out not too long after Armageddon, and it was sort of like set up as like a counter to Armageddon. So Armageddon, they're going to space and doing some drilling. The Core, they're drilling down to the core.
Yeah.
It's very weird. It is very weird. It's sort of like a borderline sort of like so bad it's good sort of camp situation.
Which lends itself to the disaster movie, I think, quite a lot.
It lends itself to the disaster movie, but it's very like melodramatic. Aaron Eckhart is like a lecturer scientist who seems pretty good at science, but his role in the whole science of the movie, it seems like the government had already figured it out. They just wanted one guy to essentially just sort of like proofread it at the end and be like, yeah, sure, yeah, no, that was it. It's a whole lot. And then they nuke the center of the Earth. And so they get down there and they're like, oh, our plan isn't going to work. And then they're like, what if we did our plan slightly differently? And they're like, well, I guess, yeah, sure.
Films like this are all very kind of paint by numbers. You can take the exact structure of that.
Yeah.
I know most movies have like the same structure and like its core elements. Like you can apply it to any movie. But the disaster movies in particular do seem to be very much just like, we've got this foundation.
And they seem to like want to form a team over everything, but then sometimes they're not fleshing out why they should have a team. Like very much like the Twister situation. A lot of the guys in the core are just there.
Yeah, there's an ex-scientist who's disgraced and angry and bitter about something, and he doesn't get along with his ex-wife, but his daughter wants him to do it for blah, blah. Like that applies to like 60 disaster movies, I reckon.
Yeah. That's just a whole thing. There's a lot of divorce in disaster movies. I don't know how that ends up.
He's a brilliant scientist, but he doesn't play by the rules. And
but he doesn't play by the rules. Well, in the core, they literally have a bit where he's like, I'm married to my job, and my wife is the affair. That's how it keeps it interesting.
When are you gonna meet a nice girl and bring her for dinner?
I'm married to my work.
So am I, which makes my wife my mistress. That's why I'm still in love with her.
Well, it's very weird, and they seem to love to have a Hackerman character. Like, and in the core, the Hackerman character, he's called Rat, and the way when they recruit him, they go to his flat, and he very quickly deletes a lot of files off his computer and then microwaves his CDs, which very suspect. What did you have on those CDs, Rat?
Hilarious.
And then he's basically pointless to the plot. They're like, oh, he's going to do some Hackerman shit so that nobody knows what they're doing until the world is saved. And then his only purpose is so at the end he can reveal the saviors of the earth to everybody.
Was there any movie in the early noughties that didn't have a hacker in it?
I don't know. And they're obviously all the same idea of a hacker, where it's just like a really scrawny guy who looks like he hasn't washed, typing really fast, and then just achieving things by magic.
You guys have reminded me of another disaster movie that unfortunately never got made.
Who?
In the TV series, Nathan For You.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's trying to create a movie where Johnny Depp has to hack into an asteroid. He's a computer hacker to stop it crashing into Earth.
Yeah, with Bill Gates' help. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think this is my favorite disaster movie now. Is the fake one from Nathan for You?
Is it called The Hack?
I think it might be called The Hack.
The Web.
The Web. Yeah, it's called The Web.
Danger. Asteroid microchip malfunction.
Oh no. What have I done wrong? I can't believe this. I've worked so hard to get this computer project going. We're all going to die.
One that's another parody, if you guys will let me have it, if you say it counts as a disaster movie, is Airplane.
Airplane? No, you're not having that. Airplane is not a disaster movie.
It's on the list of disaster movies. It's based on one of the, not original disaster movies, but it popularized the genre again. It's based on Airport, which I watched this week. Fucking boring. Airport's boring as fuck.
It's a comedy, though. That
But
feels
it's
like
a
they snuck it in there because they're
disaster
like,
movie.
this genre is ass. Can we
Yeah.
sneak this one in so we can make a good movie win?
It's so weird that one of the best comedies of all time is just a parody of this movie that no one has not aged. No one has seen. No one has seen the original.
Oh, what's funny, it's just occurred to me now, but The Office, which the UK version and the US version millions of people have seen, was originally a parody of a TV show called Airport.
Was it? Oh.
Do you guys never see Airport growing up? You're probably slightly too young, but it was just a reality
I've never
show
heard of
where
it, no.
the cameras went into Heathrow Airport and just filmed the staff doing whatever problems they had to solve during the day. And yeah, The Office was a parody of that.
Right, no, I didn't know that.
So twice has a thing called Airport been absolutely stinched by a spoof that's gone on to be a million times more successful.
So you won't let me have Airplane?
No, won't let you have Airplane. You're not
I
allowed
would
that one.
have, actually. I would have, more so than Godzilla. Way more so
You
than
would have
Godzilla.
more so than Godzilla. What are you talking
It's
about?
a disaster. The plane was going to crash.
Yeah, but equally, you could say The Hangover was a disaster movie because the stag do was shit. You're like, you can't just stretch it that far. Like, that doesn't work.
It was well, why is a tsunami more devastating than a plane crash?
Yeah, the hangover was affecting, one guy, a group of guys? That's not a disaster, but a whole plane of people, that's a disaster. Like,
A whole plane of people is barely more people. And also, it's not a disaster movie, it's a comedy.
it was a funny disaster.
The plot of it basically doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's why I like it, because disaster movies generally aren't very good. But Airplane...
Right. Fuck's sake. It's like a scary movie situation where it's a parody of horror movies, but it's not a horror movie.
Yeah, no, Airplane, it's less of a pure disaster movie. I do agree with that. But I still get to play with my favourite lines from it right now.
They bought their tickets. They knew what they were getting into. I say, let them crash.
Yeah, no, that is a good line. It was not a disaster movie.
Right, well, that's all my contenders then, I think.
Did we not talk about War of the Worlds? Because I feel like War of the Worlds counts and is quite a good contender for the Spielberg War of the Worlds.
I suppose it is more of a... I'm just thinking because it's aliens, it's less disastrous to me. But it's not like it plays it as a fight or it's like Independence Day, which I wouldn't count because that's more of a contest. You can't fight a tsunami. And in War of the Worlds, it's kind of like they're out fighting the aliens, really. You can't fight it.
Yeah.
It's just a thing that happens to them.
Yeah, and they're very ground level trying to escape it because there's lots of like journeying, running away, whatever. That one bit where Tom Cruise seems like he's never made or seen a sandwich in his life, where he's just throwing the bread down, the dollop of peanut butter, and he's like, yeah. And then you're like, what is happening here?
There's lots of like World War II parallels for me in War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
Like a displaced people running from an evil, unstoppable force, like could easily be the Nazis. And like, you wouldn't count The Pianist as a disaster movie.
No, you wouldn't. But I also don't think the War of the Worlds is comparable to The Pianist.
No, but it's more in common with than you think.
I see what you're saying, but I also feel like War of the Worlds is more of a disaster movie than a Holocaust movie.
Yeah. It's a bit of a Holocaust. People are dying and being rounded up and they're being put in cages and
That's a bit of a Holocaust.
it is a bit of a Holocaust.
It can just be a bit of a Holocaust.
It's a more fun Holocaust with aliens, but it's still a bit of a Holocaust.
You holocausted him a little bit.
I'm happy to die on this hill. It sounds silly, but So it was a genocide.
Well, yes, it was. Wait, how does War of the Worlds resolve itself? Do they not just all die?
Oh, it just sort of ends, yeah, because of...
Yeah, I feel like the aliens are like, they're down there for a little bit, and then they're like, wait, this human air fucking stinks. What the fuck?
Yeah, they didn't know about germs. Yeah, got them.
Oh, they get a cold because there's too many germs. Damn. The filth of the human race was their savior.
I have no idea what my winner is then.
I think my winner is Twister, basically almost by default.
I said from the very start, mine's Twister, and I stand by it. And Brad, when you said when you define a disaster movie, it's not something you can fight, you reminded me of a line in Twister where Tom will know this bit. There's a character called Aunt Meg. And at some point, the Twisters are like, right, we're coming for you now. This has gotten personal. And they go to Aunt Meg's house and they fuck it up. Right, and then Aunt Meg is being carried out in a stretcher, and she says to Helen Hunt, "You gotta stop it."
Yeah, no, it's
Right?
like, you gotta stop it. And you're like, what am I supposed to do about that?
I genuinely thought the next scene was going to be Helen Hunt like cocking her fists and like walking towards a Twister.
It's just ready to fucking take it down.
This ends now.
Gonna happen to somebody else. You go stop it.
So, right, Aunt Meg actually is a great character in Twister because in that whole sequence where they're rescuing her, she's fucking hilarious. Like, they go in and they're like, "We're coming to save you." And she's like, "I'm okay." And it's like, you're not. You're trapped under some wooden beams in the ruins of your house. You're very not okay. And she's like, "Oh, I'm okay."
I'm surprised Tom doesn't just hate Twister. Like, I thought it would not be up your street at all, but it seems like you love Twister.
Yeah, no, I think that's where I'm standing it because we watched it the other night and I think it's actually like not good, but I think maybe Twister is not good in the specific way, whereas brilliant at being not good.
It's got that 90s sort of cheesy charm, I think.
Yeah, and I think it's Spielberg's production company, but it's almost like early on it has a bit of Spielberginess about it.
Because it's really a romance movie about a divorced couple getting back together in it, and that's like very...
That's what every disaster movie is about, though.
Oh yeah, it's all the time. But Bill Paxton's character in it is a fucking asshole as well. There's like, why are any of these women interested in him? He sucks.
Oh yeah, there's a point where Bill Paxton goes and punches a guy, and Helen Hunt's just going, "Oh, I want to get with him again."
What a man, yeah.
I think Dusty and Bill Paxton's new fiancée should have got together. Joined forces in the Suck Zone.
But the new fiancé, right, breaks up with him and says, "Oh, I can't compete with Twisters." But then she says, "Oh, but you know what? I'm not even that sad." And then she just walks off.
Yeah, it is like, she's like, "I'm not even that upset." And I think she's sort of lying. She does look like a little bit riled. But it's the funny that they were there for 10 minutes and he's like, "Oh, screw my new fiancé. I'm back in the Twister game." Like, there's not even any like conflict to that storyline. It's just like, oh no, I'm doing Twisters again. Like, screw being a weatherman.
It sounds like Twisters is winning there, or Twister is winning.
Twister is winning.
Like.
Yeah,
it's the only film we seem to agree on is a disaster movie.
Yeah, well, this is the other curveball, because when I was talking about the definition of the category, this is the one thing that could change for Brad, is because I know where I stand on this, but would you have considered Jurassic Park a disaster movie?
Oh no.
I think no, because the disaster is confined to the park, whereas maybe some of the later ones when the dinos are out in the world, then that counts.
It might, like, technically, it could count. If someone put it on their list,
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah, whatever, that's fine. But it's not fully in the spirit of what we're doing here.
It's
in
not,
a disaster movie.
Yeah. I think almost, and without trying to offend the disaster genre fans too much, I think that we almost have to keep it within the spirit and pick something that's a little bit shit.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of spectacle and fun and bit of drama that you don't really care about, but it's there and it's fine. Twister seems to do that really well. It seems to have all those things and be just about good enough without just being silly and shit.
Well, this is my other outside choice, actually. What about 28 Days Later? Do we count that as a disaster movie?
No. Same. I knew that 90% of this podcast would just be us today saying,
no,
that's not a disaster movie, no. The winner this week for Best Ever Disaster Movie is Twister.
Woo!
Yay.
Killing yourself won't bring your dad back. Sorry he died, but it was a long time ago. You gotta move on. Stop living in the past and look at what you got right in front of you.
What are you saying?
me, Joe.
Which at the start, you guys, it was the first thing that came to your mind? The quintessential disaster movie.
I think it's the suck zone that drew me in.
Just like in the movie.
The suck zone is
you can't escape the suck zone.
Craig, me and Brad were talking about how you were going to try and fudge the definition here, but we underestimated your love of Twister and how you were going to be really sincere about that. Because we thought you were going to be like, The Hangover is a disaster, or Apocalypse Now. Wow, what a disastrous filming process.
The Shawshank Redemption, he was wrongly convicted.
He was wrongly convicted. That's a disaster.
The American legal system is a disaster.
It's a disaster.